Men, I'm about to reveal to you something forbidden, something you were never meant to hear this directly. Modern culture, polite conversations, and even women themselves will never admit this openly. Yet every interaction, every smile, every subtle gesture is already proving it. Women do not see men the same way men see women. While the average man evaluates women primarily on looks, youthfulness, or body language, a woman's mind operates on a deeper, more primal code. This hidden code is rooted in survival, encoded by evolution, guided by hormones and nervous system pathways that have been hardwired for thousands of years. Within this code, one element keeps emerging as a powerful driver of desire, of attraction, of hidden female decision-making: money. But understand this clearly. When I say money, I don't mean cash in your wallet or just numbers in your bank account. I mean what money represents to her biology. Money in itself is not attractive. Rather, it is a symbol of survival, of abundance, of control over life's struggles. It is shorthand for your ability to protect, provide, and dominate the harsh conditions of reality. In her subconscious mind, money is not paper, it is security. It is the guarantee that her future offspring are safe. It is the unspoken proof that you are not just another wandering male, but a man operating above the level of survival. This is the raw biological truth that most men miss, and that many women will deny even to themselves. The problem men never see. Most men go about dating as though words and charm are enough. You've been socially conditioned to believe that if you show respect, if you're funny, if you're a good guy, then women will recognize your value. But here is the secret psychology. Women don't consciously evaluate attraction on what you say. Their nervous system reacts to what you signal. A woman's emotional response bypasses her logical brain and hits her primal circuits before she can even articulate why she feels that sudden spark, or why she feels nothing at all. Think about this carefully. A man spends hours rehearsing lines, building confidence in his conversation, perfecting his jokes. And yet, a woman decides in seconds whether he even qualifies for her mental categories of potential mate. That snap judgment comes not from his words, but from the hidden combination of signals he emits. Resource signals, survival signals, status signals. Money changes the way her brain fires when she sees you. A man without resource signals may be funny, may be kind, may even be charming, but all he triggers within her is the nervous system chemistry of neutrality. A man who displays controlled financial signal clusters, however, triggers attraction, neurochemistry, dopamine release, subconscious interest, that familiar pattern of butterflies she cannot control. And because women themselves often confabulate explanations, meaning they make up socially acceptable reasons after the fact. They will frame it as I like his ambition or he seems confident, but decode that language, translate it back into evolutionary biology, and you see one phrase repeated over and over. He has access to resources. He is an advantage. The hidden patterns. Now, let me take you deeper into the secrets. Women don't evaluate money in a flat, surface-level way. That would be too simplistic. They don't care about a number you tell them, because anyone can lie. Instead, they evaluate through what psychologists might call clusters of subconscious cues. It's the signals that leak out when you're not thinking about it. Cluster 1 is status display. She notices your watch, your shoes, the car you drive, not because she's obsessed with objects, but because her biology processes these as shorthand for survival value. A Rolex is not a timepiece to her nervous system. It is evidence. It signals that other people must have already approved of your resource control, otherwise you'd never afford it. It's an unconscious passport stamp of your value. Cluster 2 is behavioral abundance. A wealthy man who flinches at the price of wine is instantly betraying scarcity mindset. Conversely, a man who handles expenses effortlessly, almost indifferently, radiates security. Women notice how you tip the waiter. They notice whether you pay without hesitation, or whether your hands shake as you reach for the card. It isn't about the money spent, it's about the confidence it communicates. Cluster 3 is social proof. Women evaluate not only your financial cues in isolation, but how those cues resonate socially. Are you the man others defer to? Are you the one buying the round of drinks while commanding attention? Or are you calculating every dollar while lurking in the background? Evolution trained women to read group dynamics because survival depended on aligning with men who carried authority within the tribe. Cluster 4 is consistency. Wealth that spikes only for a moment feels unstable. If you flaunt cash once and then show weakness repeatedly, her nervous system detects danger. But repeated, subtle signs of sustained abundance carve into her subconscious an automatic feeling of attraction. Stability is irresistible because it suggests long-term protection. This is why so many men fail. They either hide their wealth completely, signaling lack, or they flash it recklessly, looking desperate. The true secret lies in possession combined with restraint. The man who controls his signals, who threads them strategically into his lifestyle, forces her nervous system to supply the missing narrative. She fills the blanks. She assumes greatness where mystery lies. The dark biological reality. Now listen carefully, because this is the side that polite society will never let you hear. Women don't fall in love with men the way men imagine. A man falls in love with a woman's beauty, her smile, the way she makes him feel emotionally. A woman falls in love with her own experience of being around a man. Her attraction is not a conscious checklist, it's a neurological cocktail. Science confirms this. When she feels the presence of security around you, her body produces oxytocin, the bonding hormone. She bonds not to logic, but to the feeling of safety. When she senses instability or stress, her body pumps cortisol, triggering discomfort and disengagement. On the other side, when financial abundance connects with dominance and presence, her body floods with dopamine and serotonin, the chemicals of reward and happiness. She literally gets addicted to the way she feels in your presence. Do you see what this means? Attraction isn't debate. You can't persuade her to feel something. You can only activate the circuitry that already exists inside her. Money, or more specifically, the subtle signal of resource mastery, is one of the master keys to that circuitry. Now extend this across history. Across cultures, across centuries, women have flocked to warriors, kings, warlords, and wealthy men of influence. Feminist narratives may tell you this is social conditioning, but biology tells a different story. Long before luxury brands existed, women evaluated hunters by the surplus of food, by the strength of their shelter, by the influence they carried within the tribe. Money is just the modern translation of the same ancient code. And if you ignore this reality, you are playing a game blindfolded, confused about why she seems excited by some men and indifferent to others. The dangerous mistake. Here's the pitfall most men fall into. Upon hearing that money influences attraction, they assume the solution is to show it off. They mistake display for mastery. They buy flashy cars they can barely afford. They shower women with gifts. They treat dinner as bribery. And here's the paradox. The moment your wealth seems reactive, the moment it looks like you're spending to win favor, you lose status. What you unconsciously signal in this moment is desperation. And desperation is the single fastest attraction killer on Earth. The key is not the money itself, but the psychological frame around it. A man who owns his abundance quietly, confidently, without needing external validation. He hypnotizes women without effort, because now her subconscious assumes two things at once. First, that you have resources, and second, that you don't need her validation. That combination is lethal. It places her in a chasing position. Do you understand the raw power of this? Most men beg for women's attention. A select few use control of their financial signals to flip the dynamic. They never chase. Women chase them. Call to action embedded. This is why, if what I'm unraveling here sparks even the faintest realization, I urge you, don't just watch, commit. The more deeply you understand these biological realities, the more power you gain in every social interaction, every date, every relationship. This is not about greed. This is not about manipulation. It's about decoding the actual reality operating beneath the fake story society tells us. And if you ignore this, you'll keep repeating the same pain millions of men suffer every day: confusion, ghosting, rejection, being used, being left frustrated. So pause for a moment, hit subscribe, commit to continuing this journey. Because the more you sharpen this understanding, the more control you seize back in your interactions with women. Or you can close this and stay where you are, powerless, guessing, forever walking into female psychology unarmed. The final ultimatum. This is the ultimatum, and I want you to let it burn into your mind. You can choose ignorance. You can cling to the romantic lies that say women want only kindness, that effort is enough, that being a good man grants you attraction. If that were true, millions of good, honest men would not be invisible to women right now. Or you can confront the uncomfortable biological truth. You can accept that female attraction is wired into survival systems, that money and status radically change her perception of you. If you accept this, then something changes. You stop playing blind. You stop getting angry at signals you don't understand. Instead, you become the man who controls them. Money, power, self-mastery, these are not superficial. They are the bedrock of female attraction. Know this and you unlock advantage. Ignore it and you remain frustrated. The choice is yours. The forbidden knowledge has been handed to you. Now decide whether you'll wield it or waste it.